What is going on, guys? Welcome to this video here today, a Football Manager 2022 tips video. I think I made a similar one to this previously in a previous FM game, and for these tip videos you might see a few more. I'm not going to have face cam in them, so it's just solely focused on the gameplay or whatever you can see on the screen as well. So yeah, we're going to get into that today. If you have been wondering about my series as well, and if you've been following them, you know, this is in my Arsenal rebuild where we are, you know, we're going to head into the second season, but I have not been on my computer a lot in the past week. I've been, you know, if you've been following these series, I haven't been the best of late, and it's felt like just this year, to be honest, or the last few months at the very least. So I'm required to have minimal computer time, so maybe my recent videos I can make is, some tips videos that do not have to be the longest, and hopefully you guys understand that. So I thought I'd go to a favorite of mine, and this could cover, for the most part anyway, any save that you'll do. Like, we're Arsenal here, that's why we haven't clicked on transfer interest, because we're not really going to worry about that. We are going to just see who's going to be available to us. So this video today is going to be focused on release clauses and what you can really get from that. And one of my favorite ones, even though it's probably not necessary for Arsenal, this is probably maybe if you're going the other way, if you're promoted to the Premier League. And if I say Premier League, just try and compare that to whatever level you're looking for, and you can still compare it the same. Just because I say Premier League doesn't mean Premier League only. You just you just extrapolate it to whatever level you're playing at. Like, use your own knowledge. If I say Premier League, compare to how far off your league is in terms of quality. So for here, we're just going to do like a for example sakes, because there could be some decent players. Like, look at this. I didn't put it more than 20 million because I think anything more than 20 million is probably not going to be a bargain type signing, which is what we look for in release clauses. But Matthias Svanberg, he's got the highest transfer value here, 13, which is not bad, especially he's on the younger side as well, 23, not bad, 3-star player. Again, don't take too much out of the reports anyway, because this is comparing to our current players at Arsenal. Rate him how you would for your respective club, or just imagining you're in that situation. So as I said, if you're looking for a newly promoted or if you are a newly promoted team, I like the amount of 14s, and he's got a few 15s in there as well. He's really nice, creative midfielder. So his would be, so his transfer value 13 million. Then you head over to his contract, and it's exactly 13. So that's on his value. You can also tell by clubs interested as well. I always like to see that, but at the same time I don't, because it's going to make him harder to sign. But when you see other decent clubs, especially, and Tottenham, I just said that because we're being Arsenal. Got to keep the rivalry. But anyway, you know he's gonna be decent. But I see that at his value. Because I know this year, if you offer out players, or the players get offered out, they can really be to see some. They've got an exact amount there. Just for example, if we take a look at Schlotterberg, you might get signed for his name. See the value 9.5. It's right on that. But sometimes there's other release clauses which we can find out as well. But this kind of a ballpark figure. So if we take a look at Nadim here, how's he rated? See, he's really similar as well to the other guy we saw. He's 23, Albanian. He'll get that international experience. And see, he's got the active relegation release clause, and that's just under that 12 million. And but this is not, I wouldn't say that's a bargain. I like to hunt for bargains that are below their value or their estimated value as well. But when they've got that solid amount, so Jeremy Ngakia, just because he's English here, young, you wouldn't want to spend too much on him. So that 5.5 million, is his release clause. But you see how when there's been a couple players like this, it's lower than their previous release clause. So really depends. He doesn't scream enough out at me, to be fair. And just to see what I've utilized from my scouts, at least, as I said, there could be more players, but may have not had the interest. So Fabiano Parisi, 4.4 million, because, yeah, that will be it again. Yeah, what I want to compare, look at that previous release clause if we wanted to sign him, and we are in the Champions League after this season, so 9 million, that's 4.4 after relegation with Empoli. I think there's a bargain there. He's really quick, 17 acceleration, got a lot of work to do, but you got to put yourself in the situation of, yeah, what club are you? If I was maybe a mid-table team, I'd really consider that for that price. Again, we're not going to explain it every single time, but we did just want to explain that setting. So, yeah, active relegation. I guess I have to show you in case, yeah, you don't really... I think this has always been a thing for me, and I guess doing tip videos as well. I feel like the experienced players, oh, yeah, this is easy. Everyone knows this. But then there's people who have just picked up the game, and you can see all the different things you have to go into here. Contracts, clauses, release, and then active relegation release clause. That's a lot of menus for new players to the game. Yeah, navigating to the edit search and finding those options can be tricky itself anyway. So, yeah, I'd love to see up in the comments if this is something that is new to you, but I know a lot of people will find it kind of familiar and part of their scouting routine anyway. So there also, I've just put it on the maximum. So we go to the transfer value and see if it's someone, yeah, is like a Sarr. He was one in my mind because Watford, you know, good chance of getting relegated in FM saves. First season, they get relegated so often, maybe realistic. So you head over to contract. It's big money still. It's 34 and a half. That 500k could be important, and that pace is good. I don't think he's one you go for. But again, that interest is there for him. Hoffenheim, Wolves, it really does. If you're like a poor team that has a lot of money for whatever reason, and it depends which players are generated interest to your club, but I think that much, yeah, it's a bit too extreme. That's why we didn't have that initially, because, yeah, we're looking for bargains throughout this. So the next one we're going to go on to here, there's a lot, yeah, so clauses, release in brackets. There's so many specific ones you can do here. Like injury release clause is very specific. So this is where we're putting in certain situations. So there's an active non-promotion release clause. This would be relevant in a lot of lower leagues. You're not going to see a lot of players here. Look, 1 comes up. We can increase this. I think we'd see a bit more if we up that. No? We'll just put the maximum price. Shows you how much there is. Or, yeah, we don't even have transfer interest. But keep in mind, in this save, we go to add remove leagues. Oh no, I've got the top kind of European leagues there, so and Brazil for the new gens. So this is not such a popular release clause, but if you are, League 1 or League 2, Championship maybe, just really depends on your squad. I also say that the player will need to want to join your team as well, but let's take a look at Ben Wiles. So his minimum fee release clause, that previously 7 million, that feels pretty high. Non-promotion. So just because there is a release clause in place and we're noticing that, it doesn't necessarily mean that is a bargain. Not at all. Let's compare to Brendan here. He is a 22-year-old English young central midfielder, great stamina. He's got very low value. If his release clause is more than $1 million, I wouldn't entertain that. So look at the minimum fee release clause, domestic clubs in higher division, it's a little bit lower than that. So, yeah, 375k, that's probably on value. He's 22. If he would improve your team, again, it's all depending. It's all depending where you're at. Obviously, as us, this save, I've explained it enough that, yeah, don't consider that. Oh, you wouldn't join Arsenal. That's not it. That's not what we're even entertaining today. Consider the situation and if he wants to join your club. And as I said, more than anything, it's about navigating to these certain different ones so you guys can check them out. And of course, we had the active. We clicked on active relegation. There is relegation release clause if you want to keep your tabs on it for a following season. You want to see if their team anyway is a chance of getting relegated. Aiden Barlow could be one for Doncaster. So you just put him on your short list because, yeah, you don't know if their team is going to be Doncaster, if they're going to be in contention for a relegation or not. Or, yeah, then the release clause is not going to matter if they don't get relegated. Click on the injury one to see if there's quite a few. 97 is actually not bad. But you might say, oh, they're all bad players. But again, it all depends what level you are at. We'll see how many youngsters are there. A few 17-year-olds. You might need to go on a bit of a journey. And yeah, these are going to be differing in every single save. So there's a 22-year-old here. Al Kalak, Moroccan, left winger. And as a pure example, it says, okay, injury release clause, but that doesn't have a fee. He has got a standard one. Let's take a look. Enrique. Yeah, it has an injury release clause, but it doesn't have a figure. So that might be whatever. Yeah, we don't know too much about that. I don't think I've personally signed a player ever in FM off a injury release clause, but yeah, injury release clause. But once more, it's another option. We're not going to go through all of them individually. Like if you take a look at all these, like in continental competitions, higher division, lower division, foreign clubs, domestic clubs, this is just to show you where you can go and you can, find those specific options yourself, as there is a whole lot. But to see the bigger picture, and we're going to, okay, that's 1 million, not bad, with the fee. In terms of, I want to hopefully find some decent players here. So, a 20-year-old. I think I feel like I know this guy. He's not a bad player. Yeah, value 1 million to 2.1, and his minimum fee release clause at 1 million. Like, he could have some value, especially with his age as well. So, as I said, this search, this one right here is really, you're going to get so many different options. So I might like to go to a value of like 10 million, where it's 10 million or less. You start to get some other options here, potentially better. And I might want to save this for another video as well. Having media description in your search is so nice because instantly you can find a Wonderkid. You could click on that to sort and you get very excited. And once more, see who's taking interest in him. Look, Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham. Yeah, what's his exact? 7 million. You might say, looking at his current ability, his transfer value. Honestly, you can, I like that. That looks really good to me. Like, when you got a Wonderkid that's not... How many youngsters in FM, you try and approach them and they're way overpriced? Maybe not overpriced because they're going to be great players, but Wonderkid like that. We've just found a Wonderkid with release clauses. Like, 7 million. And honestly, that's nothing to those clubs there. I love his physicals there. Yeah, he's definitely on the quicker side. And then, great touch, first touch. He's got flair about him as well. And I feel like he's someone who will learn traits very well. I look at his attributes. I felt like he was like a winger or something like that. To play as an inside forward with that crossing. Yeah, left foot. Come on. I reckon, that could be a good thing about him anyway. He could be a versatile player. So check this guy out in your saves, I tell you what. Even there's a 16-year-old here. It doesn't say he's a Wonderkid, so it doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing. This guy could potentially be more of a bargain. Ooh, minimum fee release clause, 10 million. So that is not getting him below that value, but he could still be good. Scout him, see what you think. This is 16 years old. He's already got 8 caps for Sweden, so I think everything you see on his profile speaks for itself, and I think 10 mil could be a bargain. I hadn't seen this guy this year yet, so I don't know how good he develops, but again, this is as I said, you can extrapolate these things 10 years in the future, or 5-6 years in the future. You can do these same searches, and regens will pop up. So obviously players that aren't real. And that's when you can start to find more of the Wonderkids and stuff like that. If we want to try and find on a higher level, we'll go to about 40 million. Because as I said, anything above that is not really a bargain. And look, Darwin Nunez, do we need to talk about him? 39 million. Obviously, he has rumours of moving. in real life, yeah, he's really talented, really talented Uruguayan, knows how to find the ball and put it in the back of the net. So yeah, like if you've got money there, you need a good striker. You can find someone, because if he didn't have this release clause, the thing is, how do you approach these players? The clubs want double of almost what that transfer value shows. Well, not really, but you might need to sign a 60 million or so. So there's value in these guys. And once more, look, another wonder kid. I'm not even looking for wonder kids directly, Alex Baena, and like, he doesn't strike me as a wonder kid type, but don't argue with FM, mate. It's in the media description. It's there. So once more, the 34.5, it's, as I said, it's not in bargain territory for me, but hey, we've discovered a wonder kid regardless. And of course, yeah, with my scout reports, we've got a few A ratings here. Arsenal might need, a centre-back? I mean, if you play FIFA, you know this guy's pacey. Oh, God, definitely why we clicked on him. He's got a good last name as well. I'm just, like, analysing his situation. 34 million, like, this is still pricey. Like, that's still a bit of money, but you look at his age, 22, I really think he would be, like, harder to sign, or you would have to pay more. So, yeah, definitely check out these. As I said, we can be here all day. Look at this Martin van der Voort. This is where, look at the younger guys, because this is where you get the bargains. This is where you get the bargains. You can get Martin, 23.5 mil. Arguably one of the best, well, not arguably. Just say, take arguably out of that sentence. Just say, yeah, one of the best young keepers in the game, Belgian. So, yeah, it's like I'm saying he's good because he's Belgian. No, just to add that into things. I like his attributes, like really good for his age as a keeper. The amount of 14s and 15s there, even the 13s and 12s will grow to the best at like a 14 or a 15. And yeah, you sign him at this age, you got a keeper. Again, depends what club you're at and who's your other keeper. But I think once he gets to his best, you're going to have a great keeper for like 8 years, if not more. So yeah, as I said, we could be here for days. This is not about searching through all the 4,000 players that show up here. Yeah, it was about showing you, for those of you guys that may have not really known about this or how to get to this screen as well, you can go to the contract and then, yeah, clauses release, and yeah, you may want to take a look at the all of them, and you might pick up someone. You never know. As I said, something very important as well, you can add a media description, which is pretty easy, like what I've done here with a lot of things. You just go insert column, and you can find your way to those individual things. You might need to do a little bit of browsing to find where everything is. We're not going to go through that right here. I think general... I did this at the start of the game and I saved the panel. Yeah, it probably would be there if it wasn't already, so keep that in mind because I already have it selected. But I think it should be there. If not, yeah, keep taking a look at the options if you really want to look to add that one individually. But yeah, that's for this tip video here today. And again, if you're missing the regular series uploads, I can't be spending too much time of late on the computer. So yeah, I'm trying to make a video when I can. And yeah, hopefully we recover and hopefully we can turn something positive out of this year. Yeah, need some positive out of the year. So we still got quite a few months left. So again, appreciate the support on the videos. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Maybe any other tips, not because you might not know necessarily, but in a certain area of the game, because FM is so in-depth, let me know what part of the game, yeah, I could look to make some tip videos on. Obviously, scouting and finding players is always exciting. And as I said, in terms of the Wonder Kids, love to find them. But I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll catch you guys next time.